World Health Organization has classified stress as an epidemic. There's a change in brain volume, cognition, and memory as a result of stress. So it leaves people in a place where they're functioning less. So I've been doing scientific research on access bars for over 12 years now. The results that I've seen from an access bar session is uniquely different than what you would normally see in any clinical or research setting, because access bars changes physiological, neurological, and psychologically the client all at once. So dramatic changes are seen that you would never see with a singular process on its own. Access bars is this process where a practitioner lightly touches specific points on the client's head. It creates this bar of energy and this new energy field. And with that, the brainwave patterns begin to slow down. And what you will see is brainwave patterns going from highly stressed to low beta or even delta. What happens when people are stressed is they don't get the deep sleep that they require. They don't get regeneration. They seldom get to a place where the toxins in the brain actually get released. The levels that are there, they don't regenerate. So things like muscle stress, muscles can't grow when people aren't sleeping. The challenge is that when people are stressed, they tend not to sleep. They don't get into these deep cycles that people see when you have access bar sessions. And so the research results that I did with my colleague, Dr. Jeffrey Fannin, we actually did a study looking at what does access bars do in the brain. And what occurred was we saw 89% of the people had a change in brainwave patterns. So the first thing that we saw was this high activation at 1 Hertz delta, which is considered one of the deep sleep patterns, brainwave patterns. So these people weren't asleep, and yet they had this high degree of activation at 1 Hertz delta. So people are actually getting regeneration and a level of relaxation when they have an access bar session. And the other thing that we saw above what that is that in 89% of the people, they had an increase in brainwave coherence. And what that means is that the brain waves have a chance to have a greater degree of connectivity between regions and optimal functioning. So the connection and disconnection, which you would normally see, becomes an optimal state. And what this does for people is that they have a higher degree of focus, concentration, memory, and a higher degree of creativity. 2 scientific studies that were done, there was this dysregulation that was seen, a pattern that shows up as blue and red being dysregulated. And after one 90-minute bar session, the brain returned to normal in a person who had already, in this case, as you can see on the screen, already had every intervention possible to be able to change their dysregulation. There are no side effects to a session, so even those who are pregnant or even have a pacemaker can have an access bar session. An access bar session is generally 30 minutes to 2 hours, depending on what the person desires. And the brilliance of that is that there is little recovery time, if no recovery time required. So people can actually return back to their normal activities or work immediately following an access bar session. Large corporations who have instituted access bars into their well-being program have reported back that people are having less sick days, and they are also, the management are saying that they have higher degrees of productivity and creativity amongst employees. So in conclusion, as a scientist, from all the data that I have collected over the years, I would highly recommend using access bars either in addition to what you're currently using or where you see it appropriate.